Rangers right-hander Kyle Gibson, one of those major leaguers involved in the Players Alliance Pull-Up Neighbor Tour. It came to his backyard, after all, in St. Louis this week, and Kyle was a part of the charitable endeavor, handing out baseball stuff, PPE, and food to those in need, as the Players Alliance Pull-Up Tour has really made an impact, and it's working its way west across the United States. Kyle joins us this morning on Hot Stove. Hey, Kyle, thanks for the time. Tell us about the tour. Tell us about the kind of people that you were able to reach and help in St. Louis.
Yeah, good morning, guys. Man, it was a fun morning, the first stop there in St. Louis. It was great to give out some food and give out some Cardinals gear. No Rangers gear being given out, but that's all right. But no, it was good. We had a lot of local people who are in need, and that's one thing that's important for my wife and I is, trying to be involved in organizations that are helping people in need and trying to give out some hope. And the Players Alliance is doing a great job going into cities that there's a lot of need and giving out gear that for the kids, giving out some bats and some rolling stuff, and then trying to give these families some food to maybe get them through a time where they're struggling a little bit.
Hey, Kyle, first of all, I want to thank you for going out. That is awesome. But it does not surprise me that you were out doing things. And I want to throw this at you. Big League Impact organization you're involved with, and this year Adam Wainwright won the Roberto Clemente Award, and I got a chance to vote on that. And the one thing that stood out to me with so much need in our country right now, in the St. Louis area alone where you live, over 200,000 people were fed. And you guys reached over 4 million people this year with meals and such. I mean, absolutely incredible. So how were you guys able to do such massive giving?
Well, first and foremost, we couldn't do it with the other players we couldn't do it without the other players that were involved. The guys stepped up. I think we almost had 2 guys in every city step up and join the cause and donate to the cause. So we couldn't have done it without them. But one thing that's been interesting, over our time in Minnesota and now in Texas is there's not a single community that doesn't have people that are going hungry right now. Even some of the best parts of the Minneapolis surrounding area had kids at schools who were on a meals program and they needed extra meals because their families couldn't find all their meals. They had a food gap every weekend. So it doesn't matter what community you live in. There's people who need food. So it's something that's a passion of my wife and I's, and then Adam, he's passionate about a lot of things, but getting clean water and food to people are one of the 2 things that he really loves to do.
For a guy like you, Kyle, if we could kind of change over to baseball here, it was weird for us as broadcasters and people that have skin in the game too to say Ranger Kyle Gibson. It was just weird. I mean, you were a twin for such a long time and developed by the Twins. Tell us about making that move and your foray into free agency. I mean, I know it was a couple seasons back now. You've already been a Ranger for a year, but we talk about free agency this time of year and how it affects players. What were your experiences?
Yeah, it was interesting to say the least. Some of the biggest changes was just, we lived in Fort Myers for most of our time, with the Twins, and we had the same neighbors for, almost 10 years. So not getting to see them nearly as much was different. But I mean, going through the free agent process I really didn't know what to expect. I was coming off a year where I struggled and had a stomach issue and wasn't quite healthy. So thankfully that all went well, but picking the Rangers, a lot of it came down to some of my health. They had 3 or 4 guys in their system that had the same stomach condition that I had and still are battling. So wow. To know that they have been through that, and they had a dietitian on staff, Stephanie, who's been great. And it kind of came down to the night before we made the decision. I told my wife, listen, if I'm not healthy and I'm not feeling good and not able to go out there and pitch, I don't know that anybody's going to really be happy. We don't want to go through that again. So that was a big part of the decision, was trying to find a spot where I thought my stomach was going to be best, and then on a team where I thought we were going to be building toward the future and going to win a championship. And I think obviously we just traded Lance, but building that system up and bringing in some more guys, I think we have a chance to do that in a couple years.
Yeah, and for people kind of unfamiliar with your journey there, you had colitis, and was there a surgical fix for you, or was it a matter of changing your diet and medication? How'd you get healthy again?
Yeah, thankfully, I think Jake Diekman's the one who had the surgery that's pretty well known there in MLB. Thankfully, I didn't have to go that route yet. just had to change up some medicines. It probably took about a year to figure out which one was going to work for me. 2019 was quite the battle. I don't know that I would ever wish that on anybody and want to go through that again. But I've been feeling a lot better over the last year, and thankfully finding the right combination of medicines and diet as well. And that's one thing why Stephanie was so important, is trying to get on the same page with what's the right kind of foods that I need to be eating to really make it as easy as possible on my stomach.
Well, that's incredible. That's an amazing story. So many people deal with that, and that's incredible. Hey, I want to talk a little bit about pitching real quick with you. And it's going to be a little bit of a twist, because I want to talk about your new general manager, and Chris Young, who's 6'10", and you're tall as it is. You're not 6'10", but I watch his motion and how he used to get on top of the ball so much. You get on top of the ball. I'm curious if you guys will have some interaction, or if you're looking forward to talking to him. I'm sure you've watched CY pitch in the past.
Yeah, definitely. Anytime you can get talking to a baseball mind like CY's, who did it for such a long time at a high level, there are going to be some good conversations. So I'm definitely looking forward to, hopefully, when you talk about getting on top of the ball and really trying to get a little bit of that ride that, everybody's working on right now. If I can get a little bit more of that, I'll be looking to do that. But then also some of it is, this year my sinker, I was almost getting on top of my sinker too much, and it actually flattened out on me. So been working on that this off season. It's going to be a little tough to have both of those release angles, but I think I can do it, and still have the sinker when I need it, but then also try to get a little bit more of that vertical movement and that ride that everybody's been working on. But CY is going to be a guy that's really going to help our pitching staff and the development of pitchers in our organization.
I think it could go the other way, Kyle. I think if you teach him your circle change, he might try to come back and play.
Well, now, I can't give him other things to help him take my spot, so I don't know about that. So we'll see about that.
Hey, thanks for being with us. Great work that you've done on a couple of different charitable fronts. We appreciate the time. Glad you're healthy, and have a happy holiday season, Kyle. Thanks for being with us.